Hello everyone, my name is Pim van Gelder, and in this short video I will explain the topic of my research for the Mapping Imaginaries Research Lab. I'm a fourth year student at AMSIB, and I'm actually currently studying International Business Management, but because of the fact that I've always been interested in urban management, I wanted to apply for this project. So, my topic will be about focusing on identifying third places in Amsterdam Zuidoost, and I will be looking at how these are perceived from different perspectives. And with these different perspectives, I'm meaning students, young and adult residents, and workers in Zuidoost. And by focusing on the perception of places by different groups of people, I will contribute to building a polyphonic perspective of Zuidoost, and therefore it is fitting within the wider research undertaken by the lab. Also, because I'm focusing on gaining a better understanding of identities, images, and reputations related to certain third places in Zuidoost. And other next to that, I will also compare between students' perceptions of third places in Zuidoost and those of students in El Raval. So, what are third places? Third places are simply defined as places where people spend time next to home, which is the first place, and next to work, which is their second place. It was defined by Ray Oldenburg as in his book *The Great Good Place*, and where he called it the core settings of informal public life. Third places allow people to put aside their concerns and just simply enjoy the company and conversation around them. An example of third places could be like clubs, cafes, and bars. One of the interesting differences between inner city neighborhoods of Amsterdam and Zuidoost is the quality and type of those third places. Where places like the Pijp and Jordaan, you can find an overwhelming amount of busy third places such as cafes and bars, whereas in Zuidoost you won't find the same amount of trendy bars or cafes, whatever. However, Zuidoost is still rich of an mix of interesting places, and this research aims to gain a better understanding of these places. And with these places, I'm meaning the third places in Zuidoost. So to give a few examples, the first one is Roods, which is a coffee shop in Zuidoost. It's actually the only coffee shop in Zuidoost at the moment. And I'm giving this example because, like, unlike in other countries, in the Netherlands, we can differentiate between coffee shops where people drink coffee and coffee shops where people smoke a joint. And as in Zuidoost, there are already 80,000 people living. And I can imagine it's a very important third place to those living in Zuidoost. The other important third place is the Nelson Mandela Park. Uh, as the Dutch can be known as true sun worshippers. Whenever the sun comes out, people go out to see their friends and gather in the park. So especially since Corona came, that we saw an increase of people going to the park because they couldn't go to the cafes anymore, and therefore it can be seen as an important third place. So the methodology. For this research, I will conduct a survey. Prior to the survey, I will do some semi-structured interviews with locals in Zuidoost. And next to that, I will use ethnography, which means I will be looking on the internet of what is said about third places on platforms such as TripAdvisor or Facebook. And as last, I will do an observation in which I will examine the result of my own survey in order to validate whether the outcomes were in line with what I see, like with my own observations. So, um, how could you help me? As I'm conducting a survey in both Zuidoost and El Raval, it will be very helpful if there is anyone that could help me with connecting with potential respondents in El Raval or in Zuidoost, but it's easier for me to go on the street in Zuidoost than in El Raval. So therefore, it will be very helpful. And next to that, it will be very helpful if someone has tips for me to about people I could interview for in Zuidoost especially. So that was my short video. I will have my contact details in the next slide, and I hope to see any tips or to receive any tips. Thank you.